Keeping you up to date with what's happening in Rajgir, which is where the Asia Cup is happening, the Hockey Asia Cup, of course. And let's begin by telling you what exactly is it that we saw over the course of the last couple of hours. Firstly, rain causing a lot of delay over there in the start of the match. It was supposed to start at 7:30, but that wasn't quite the case. It was a late start in Rajgir, but we got a full game of hockey, and not a game that those inside the stadium would be particularly happy with, because India were reduced to a 2-2 draw. In fact, the Indian team were chasing, having scored the opener and an early opener, I would say. India found themselves chasing this particular match. They were eventually, rescued by a sensational goal that we saw right towards in fact, both the goals were high quality goals that India scored. The first one was a real good one and arguably the best goal of the match, where we saw Hardik run through the entire midfield, and that was very slick work from him with the stick. But otherwise, the fact that India were just wasteful in front of goal is something that they will have to fix if they are to go ahead and win this Asia Cup, because this conversion that we saw today, look at what happened in the penalty corners. There were 6 penalty corners that India got. They weren't able to convert a single one of them, and this is something that will have to be fixed. In fact, it is something that this team has been guilty of on a couple of occasions in the past as well, and I'm going all the way back to the Olympics too, because I do remember there were a few matches where this team was found guilty of not converting its penalty corners. Today was much the same, where there were 6 penalty corners that India had, but they weren't able to convert a single one of them. In fact, attacking wise, I would say the Indian team showed so much attack, but there was nothing to see towards the end. There were more than a few opportunities that were lost. Harman lost a few opportunities, and overall, as a unit, as an attacking unit, India, Abhishek also, now that I think of it, Abhishek also lost a few opportunities. India were just not clinical on the day, and if they are to go and carry the sort of momentum that they had up till this phase, then they'll have to do better going forward, because just too many opportunities lost in front of goal. Defensively, India were okay. There was a careless push from Jugraj, I think, that resulted in the first goal for South Korea, because they were awarded a penalty. However, after that came that penalty corner, and India immediately, in fact, were under the cosh after they conceded, because 14th minute is when they found themselves chasing in the match. So much so that the very last minute of the first quarter, it needed a very good save for India to go ahead and lessen their problems or avoid their problems getting worse. But they were just playing catch up after that, and it wasn't helped by the fact that you didn't see a lot in front of a goal. Yes, there was a lot of attack, but you didn't see a fruit for that. You didn't get the fruit for all the hard work that you'd put in. So that was missing for the Indian team today, which has largely been clinical till now. As we know, they were very good in the group stage. 15-0 against Kazakhstan. You were expecting this team to score a lot of goals today as well. They were the better side, if you ask me, but for the host, this was a lost opportunity and something that they will have to work on as well. What's next for them? Before I go, I must tell you, they find themselves in this Super 4 now that this match against South Korea is done. Their next assignment will be against Malaysia, and then they meet China once again, a team that they've already played in the group stage. So that's where India find themselves in the Asia Cup. The first draw for them, otherwise, has been a clinical tournament for them till now. Let's see how's it that this team fares going forward in the competition.